Hey everybody, Ruth, aka Book Jedi here. This is going to be my BookCon book haul. I had gone to BookCon on June 4th. If I went both days, I probably would have had a bigger haul. Um, sorry. If I went to BookCon for both days, I would have had a bigger haul, but I went one day and I went to the Bill Nye panel and it was amazing. He's funny in person, as he is online, as well as how was on his Bill Nye Science Guy TV show when I was growing up. And yes, that's dating myself. Um, he is hilarious. So after BookCon, I went to a different um amount of um booths, stuff like that. Saw some things that didn't interest me, but did meet one author and a creator of a coloring book, and I bought said coloring book, which you would see shortly. So let's get started. So this won't be a long ass video, and if you're not new to if you're new to my channel, expect some cursing because I am a New Yorker. We curse a lot, and I am, you know, I'm of mixed blood that normally would curse anyway. Probably not in English, but I don't know any of the languages that I am, but getting distracted. So let's get started. The first book I'm going to show you is the coloring book that I spoke to you about, or that I mentioned, and it is called, you know what, this shit, I'm coloring, and it's big, and there's glitter, but this is what the coloring book looks like. Throughout the book, it's the adult coloring book for the foul-mouthed majority. Yes, we are the majority who curse. So, one of the pages looks like this. Oh, how, you know, yeah. That's one of the pages. That's not directed at anybody because, I don't know you guys. So, there's no reason for me to be cursing at you like that. So, and it's autographed. I don't know how well it will show up on camera. And I'm trying not to bust this thing. So, yeah, this is autographed. And it's on sale on Amazon, so if you feel you want it, the author told me it's the same price as she was selling it at BookCon for $10, so not expensive. And you can also look into the coloring. Oh, and that book is it says it's includes marker bleed blockers, which means that you could color in the it colors pages and markers. The next book I'm going to show you is an ARC, and it's coming out in July 25th of this year. I think this was mentioned on somebody else's channel, but under a different name. The book was a different name. The author told me she had a title change, so but it's from the description of the book that she told me is that it was named something else, and the description of the book that she mentioned sounded very familiar. So yeah, this is The Awkward Path to Getting Lucky by Summer Haycock, and I got this one autographed as well. Yeah, here it is. If you can see that, yeah, you can see the markings of, and it's she signed it saying peace, love, plus edible glitter. From what this book says, it says having sex wasn't exactly high on Kat Carmichael's priority list while her successful bakery was taking off. With just a month over until their 40-year anniversary, Kat calls for a break with her boyfriend Ryan, encouraging him to see other people. While she throws herself into a physical therapy Yet even with the well-intended but wildly inappropriate attempts at help from her best friends, Kat quickly discovers that a solo mission may not be the best approach. Um, the last and it says from and the last time she and her boyfriend Ryan had attempted the act of sex, they found it to be physically impossible, resulting in pain and disappointment. So technically, Kat has an issue of having pain in the lower regions when it comes to sexual activity. This is an adult book, so this is not for people under 18 because a lot of us know that a lot of teenagers already had sex, but this is not meant for kids. This is not a YA. This is not N. This is not NA. Well, it might be NA, but it's from NA to adult. Let's just say that it's from NA to adult. And again, this is The Awkward Path to Getting Lucky by Summer Heacock, and it comes out July 25th. So, yeah. The next book I got was a free copy, and it is Rat Fucked Why Your Vote Doesn't Count by David Daly. And from what I've heard the person saying, it's kind of like, how do I say this? Lauded as a compelling and eye-opening tour of a process that many Americans never see. David Daly's Rat Fucked documents the efforts of Republican legislators and political operatives to hijack American democracy through an audacious redistricting plan called Red Map. Following the election of President Barack Obama, a group of GOP strategists devised a way to flood state races with a gold rush of dark money made possible by Citizens United. In order to completely reshape Congress and our democracy itself. Sobering and convincing, Rat Fucked shows how this program has radically altered America's electoral map and created a firewall in the House, insulting the Republican Party and its wealthy donors from popular democracy. With the country reeling from the 2016 presidential election, a new epilogue from the author explains how gerrymandering contributed to a Trump presidency, that the political scientists and pundits, tired, everywhere failed to predict, and explores the latest intense efforts by both parties, which are clearly preparing for the next redistricting cycle in 2020. So, I don't like getting political on my channel. I steer from it. But once I saw this book, I realized I wanted to read it. Just to educate myself, stuff like that, see what's going on, so I won't be a lackey. The next book I got came out last year. It's The Other Einstein by Mary Benedict. This is, I'm assuming, about a fictionalized characterization about Albert Einstein's wife. So, I can't wait to read it. It looks gorgeous, so I had to buy it. I did like the some reviews that I've seen when it came out, and that other people had, read it. So I kind of liked it, so I wanted it. Isn't that the life of a bookworm or a book lover? That's how we roll. The next and the last three books 3 books? Yeah, 3 books I got is Grit by Gillian French. I don't know if this author pronounces her name Jillian or Gillian, like Gillian Flynn. What's the name of the? Doesn't matter. It's called Grit, and it's about this girl who has a rough time in her life, and there's rumors spreading about her, stuff like that. From what I asked from the book writer, no, from the person from Epic Reads who had the booth selling the book, and it looks like this. It's not a proof; it's the actual book. So I think it came out this year or at the end of last year. And the front says, "Everyone believes the rumors. No one wants the truth." How mm, how the world is becoming now. The next book I got is Just Fly, Just Fly Away by Andrew McCarthy. I don't know anything about this, but I've seen it on YouTube, BookTube a few times, but it never really paid attention when the person was actually talking about this particular book. It says in the back, "I could see a train coming, even in the daylight. Its headlamps were bright. It pulled slowly into the station and stopped. Maybe 10 people got off. A conductor stepped out and took off his hat. 'Going to New York, young lady?' he asked pleasantly. 'Oh,' I said, 'yes,' and I got on the train." So that's just like a little excerpt from it. But I might be reading that book in a short at some point soon. But it looks like this. It says Just Fly Away by Andrew McCarthy. Dang it, shadowing. That's what the book looks like. So the last book I'm going to show you is, I know that I had another copy of one of the books, but oh well. The last book I'm going to show you is Karen Slater's The Catwoman. Gillian Flynn, I was right. The Catwoman by Karen Slater. With the discovery of a murder and an abandoned construction site, Will Trent and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation are brought in on a case that becomes much more dangerous when the dead man is identified as an ex-cop. So, yeah. The Catwoman by Karen Slater. So I might try to read this next month. So I know I might have time for it. So that was my BookCon book haul. If you've read any of these books, and I know with the exception of one, you might not have. If you read any of these books, let me know down below what you thought about them. And ciao for now. The next video I'm planning on posting is probably my June TBR, which I'm not going to post till maybe in a few days because I still have to pick up a book from the library. So yeah, ciao for now, people.